Okay, this is just a really fast video in case you have a student that is asking for more work. So the first thing I want you to do, if you have a student that's like, I want more work on the weekends or whatever it is, please reach out to me so we can chat because we might want to look at the pace of the class. We might want to make sure, the level of the book they're in. We might want to make sure about the last time they were assessed. So there's some things we might want to make sure about just in case. But here's a really fast look at how to find more resources from Step Forward because remember, what Literacy Connection needs you to do is stay focused on Step Forward. We don't want you going into the internet and searching. There's a lot of rabbit holes to get lost on the internet. We just want everybody using the Step Forward curriculum, and there's tons of support. So let me show you really fast. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. All right. And if you remember in the blue folder from training, there is a paper in there that looks like this. At the very top left corner, you're going to have your email and password. So all of this is in the blue folder, okay? But I come to the Step Forward TRC website, which is Teacher Resource Center. I put my information in and I click and I'm in. Okay, so let's look at this. So I'm going to scroll down and there are a few ways to find information. I'm only going to show you one so it's not confusing. Just search by browse by resource. Okay. And there are a few places to find extra information to give students as additional homework. So this is in addition to their workbook. Okay. First place would be the multi-level activities. So we're going to scroll down to Book 3, Unit 7, which is MoneyWise. Okay, that's the question I had. Now, when you click on it, it's going to download and you're going to have to open it up. Okay, there are different activities for every unit. Some of these may not be helpful for you and they may not, be easily just sort of given as extra work. Some of them may be used in class to support something that you've gone over, that you want to go over, in another way or in more detail. But they are here, and there are sometimes really easy things that you could just give to the student in here. You'll have to look through them and make that decision for yourself. But jigsaw reading, your money and your life, some of these, they need you as the other person, right? So some of these may not be applicable to extra homework, but they are applicable to extra work in class to kind of make that unit come alive. Okay. So that's the first thing. Now I'm hoping this is showing because I jump in screens here. So I'm curious if we click on Unit 8 and we open up this. Scroll down. So like something like this, hopefully this is translating here on Zoom. Inside of a hospital, find a partner with picture A and picture B, right? So you're going to be working together and you're looking for differences. So they could use somebody in their household, perhaps. Or you could do this in class. Now, remember, you're going to look at some of these and think, well, this is silly. This picture is not that great or whatever. But the students need as much repetition as possible, no matter what, no matter how silly you might think it is. It really is helpful to them. Okay. So this is, now like this one's asking for other classmates. You can do things like, again, people in their household. If you work at Literacy Connection at FUMC at the church, you can come in and we'll all be classmates, if you really need other people. So these are things you can do to extend your lessons, right? Or sort of bolster that. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and look at the grammar exercises. Now remember, I have both these multi-level activities and all the grammar activities. printed out for you in the office. So there is a master binder. If you're not a person that wants to get on the internet and you want to just come in and make copies, you can do that from the master binders, okay? Otherwise, you're here on the website. So I clicked on grammar. I'm coming down to unit level 3, MoneyWise. That's the one I'm choosing to help you look at. So I opened it up, okay? So each one of these you're going to have to open, right? But you're going to see that each page is going to offer more experience for them. And that's really all this is. This is an experience immersion class. So the more experience, the more practice, no matter how repetitious it might seem to you, is exactly what the student needs. So you could print all these out. There were like 5 or 6 of them. These could be extra homework if they were looking for something extra, okay? And again, you can use them in class to support something if they're really just confused about certain things and they need more support. These are perfect for that. I want to show you one more, okay? So here you go. Complete the sentences, use the words in parentheses and the real conditional. You may use the same subject or a different subject, okay? So if Alma goes to the store, she will buy oil. So here it is here, what they want you to do. And then they have, we're adding in something, right? So this is, of course, after you've already probably moved through the grammar section of Unit 7, but it's still good support, okay, for homework or whatnot. So you're still going to have to kind of figure out where you want things to fit, but they are here for you. All right, now one more place, okay? Now, the testing program in Step Forward and the audios are something that you are not using from this site. If you remember, in the blue folder on the back of this paper, actually, that has the Step Forward information is the ELA link with the information on how to find the audios. If you use these audios, they're going to not be labeled and it's kind of confusing. You have to download them, unzip files and all of that. That's why we are not encouraging you to use these from Step Forward. We, Literacy Connection, created a special link with the audios. We gave you that paper in the blue folder so that everything's labeled for you and it shouldn't be too hard to find. If you're having trouble with audios, please reach out. We have a couple different ways for you to access them that are simpler, and we really, they are required to be used in class. Students have to hear all the different voices and paces of voices and different accents and things like that. So the audios really are essential. If you're struggling, please reach out. Okay, we don't want you just saying, I'm just not going to use that. It really is hurting the students if you do that. Okay, so there's that. Here's the testing program. You don't have to do this either. We don't want you using these really. They are just something that we have found for students who are really actively asking for more work. They could be used like that, right? So let's open up the testing program. I'm scrolling down to level 3, unit 7. Okay, that's the one I was asked about. And here it is here. You're going to have to open it up. Now there are some MP3 files, so there's some audios in there, and then there's a PDF. Okay, so if you open the PDF, you're going to see it's a multiple page document. You could give this as extra work, right? You could give it as extra work. You do not need to use it as a test. You do not need to grade it. They do not need to get a certain percentage. Remember, this is an experiential immersion English program. So they're not here learning English. They are here learning to speak, which is a very different thing. But if you have somebody that really wants a lot more homework, well, this is a great resource here. And then when they bring it back, you could look at it for a few minutes. Maybe you just want to target one section that you felt like was going to be really hard for them. You don't have to spend the whole class looking over the whole thing because there's a lot here, right? But maybe you target a couple different sections and you see how well they did, because you're going to know your student, right? You're going to say, oh yeah, this kind of stuff is really hard for them. Let me see how they did on that. And you can talk with them about this as extra work. Okay. I hope that helps you. For right now, that's what I got. If you need more, I'm always here and I'm totally happy to help you in any way that I can. Take care.